Okay guys, we are continuing with our angle pair relationships, okay? I gave you directions to write down a lot of definitions. One of them was transversal, okay? Another one was parallel lines. Parallel lines should definitely be a review for you by now. And another one was alternate angles. And I just wanted to let you know that the videos that you watched were above your level in terms of how long we've been working on this. You can get to that level, but this is still a new skill for you. So I don't expect you to totally understand everything you just saw in the videos. What I need you to do is begin to understand it. Begin to understand things like alternate means across the transversal, okay? Whatever angle is across the transversal, they are going to be congruent, okay? I did the transversal in red so that you can see that the angle going across the red is what's going to be equal or congruent, okay? And you're going to find that this work is pretty easy today. A lot of information, but the work is going to be pretty simple, okay? So when you go across that transversal, you are going to have an equal measure, but not across that way. It's when you have to cross the transversal, and it's only a transversal if it goes through two lines, not one. If it only went through one line, what would end up happening is you would have supplementary here, okay? And it wouldn't be called a transversal, it would just be an angle. It would be supplementary, and those two together would equal 180. Okay, this is different than supplementary angles because there are two lines here, and that's why it's called a transversal, okay, because it's going across two lines. All right, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to just remember that interior means inside. That's what you learned in the video. I'm sorry, I can't see the screen when it goes black like that, so I have to. Okay, so the inside of the angles would be interior alternate would be on the inside, it would be 4 and 1. And then the exterior, or the outside, would be 3 and 2. Okay, I only need you to know across the transversal alternate, you know. But it's good to remember that interior means inside and exterior means outside. Okay, so in the first problem, they're telling you that angle 1 is equal to 48. So you go find angle 1. I'm going to write it in for you because this is what you need to do for each and every one of your problems. You need to draw your parallel lines, create your transversal, and then write in the measurements that they give you. Also, you might notice that my transversal is I did not use a ruler, and that's a big no-no in geometry. My line is not perfectly straight. So if you have a ruler, you should use it. Don't do what your teacher did. They also gave you that angle 2 is 132 degrees. Okay? So if we were doing supplementary, you would know that if you add 1 and 2, which is 132 and 48, you would get 180. Okay, that's a review. But we're not doing supplementary, we're doing alternate angles. So across the transversal, so when you go across the transversal to the alternate angle, you're going to get to angle 3. Alternate angles are congruent, so the angle measure of 1 is 48, the angle measure of 3 is also going to be 48, because alternate angles are congruent. Go across the transversal and you're going to get the same measurement for angle 4. I'm sorry, angle 3 is 48. And then you probably already figured out that when you hop across the transversal for angle 2 to get to angle 4, alternate angles are congruent. That 2 is going to equal 4. If 2 is 132, 4 is going to be 132. Okay, and that's all you have to do for the rest of the problems. You have to take the two measurements that they give you, go across the transversal to get your alternate angle, and write in the same measure. Okay, So 2 would go with 4, 1 would go with 3.